père m'a donné un étang. Il n'est pas large comme il est grand.
Patient Griselda, a fictional figure of infinite submissiveness, a mother who willingly gives up her children, and most recently, in Carol Churchill's Top Girls, a dinner guest. This literary character, first recorded in the 14th century by Petrarch, endures in academia, folklore, and in Churchill's case, the modern arts, in defiance of cultural sensibilities. But the sensibilities are not those of only the 21st century. Boccaccio's Decameron decries the, quote, insane cruelty of the Marquis. The narrator further declares it, quote, a great shame that he derived any benefit from it at all. While Chaucer echoes these sentiments, Petrarch provides no such caveat, and instead holds Griselda up as an aesthetic example of religious obedience. It's not hard to see why even male authors, despite living in a patriarchal context, generally buffered the tale of Griselda with what critic Felicity Dunworth labeled, quote, anxieties concerning its moral implications. Lifted out of poverty under the condition that she blindly obey her husband's wishes in all things, Griselda first gives up one child, and then another, thinking them both to be killed. If this weren't enough, the Marquis casts her off, and for many years to follow, Griselda is destitute once more. Because of Griselda's eventual reinstation by the Marquis, scholars like Harry Keishian suggest that medieval and Renaissance audiences took pride in these tales due to the, quote, satisfaction of massive vindication that followed on the heels of extreme duress for characters like Griselda. But through the lens of then-presentism, is it possible that the tale existed as a tongue-in-cheek commentary on the absurdity by which women tended to be portrayed in medieval and Renaissance literature? Were those such as Chaucer delighted to revel in the inherent instability within the tale in order to poke fun at the oppressive patriarchy that gave birth to similar stories? Perhaps the Decameron and Canterbury Tales use Griselda as a mirror to the literary expectations at large, at once meeting the demands of the conventions and revealing its ugly underbelly. If so, the sense of this is lost on Marlene and Churchill's Top Girls. While the women of Act I converse amicably by and large, Griselda's delayed entrance and subsequent telling of her tale come closest to antagonizing Marlene. In fact, Marlene temporarily leaves halfway through Griselda's retelling. Whether it's because Griselda's unswerving faith in subservience is diametrically opposed to Marlene's independence and work ethic, or because she resents Griselda as antithetical to all feminist values, the unique ways in which Griselda is interpolated and reified within the dinner company do not endear her to Marlene. But what does the future hold for a character so thoroughly confined to the conventions of a particular time? Is she relegated to academic discussions and interpretations alone? Or does Griselda speak more timelessly, as a representation of just one of the ways in which all eras of society have been unkind to women? Perhaps Griselda continues to endure and compel, because audiences of all varieties recognize this truth, that to forget Griselda is to forget the historical omnipresence of the reification of women.